Hello and welcome to the sixth round of this series of Trust Me. With the scores tight, there's everything to play for, as the panel decides if they trust Ed's story of being Japanesque.
Alright, so I showed up at audition once, not realizing the part was in a language I didn't know, so I faked it.
Ooh. Where was this?
This was in Vancouver. I was an audition for an extra.
What's the language?
It was some independent film that the Vancouver Film School was doing. I just need something on my resume.
What was the language?
Oh, the language was Japanese.
Oh, so they were just like, we need a vaguely Japanese-y looking guy.
Just figured.
And you were like, eh.
Oh, I thought, I'm like, you know what? The casting director was white, so I'm like, I'm going to play it to my strength.
So you're not Japanese?
No. I speak Mandarin. That's what I speak. I'm from Taiwan. My grandma speaks Japanese.
The small fortune worth of manga behind you kind of made me think that you might have been Japanese, but...
Yeah, see? To my strength.
Okay, so you said you were an extra?
Going for an extra. I didn't get it.
You were auditioning to be an extra.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have had a speaking line then?
I had like 2 lines. They call it extra. I'm not the production. I have no clue what's going on. I'm not an actor either.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just making sure that I understand the whole story again. Sorry, can you just...
He's not Japanese.
He's not Japanese. This is the key point in this. He is not
I'm
Japanese.
not Japanese.
Okay. But so you went in for an audition as an extra. You had 2 lines. And what's the other piece to this? Because I think I'm missing that.
They said they need somebody who's Asian. You know, mid-20s, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I can go for mid-20s.
That's a
They
lot.
had no problem with that. And they're like, well, we also need people if we're going to be able to speak Japanese. And I was like, yeah, I can speak Japanese. So I was like, okay. So I just fake the lines.
But I know us white people have a tough time figuring it out, but Ed's a different kind of Asian. So he does not speak Japanese.
What?
Yeah. Just like I don't speak German, Ed doesn't speak Japanese. So you had to fake it for the part. What were your lines?
Well, they didn't give me the line. They just told me to say something in Japanese.
So what did you say?
What?
So I took Japanese in university for 2 years, and I can only remember 1 line. This is what I said. I said, "Boku wa UBC de benkyou shimashita ga," means I went to UBC and studied there, and that's all I said. Apparently, my accent was way off. One of the directors who was white was actually born in Japan, so he was there on the military base. So he was like, "You don't speak Japanese, do you?"
Well, what do we think?
Man.
What do we think, guys? Did Ed audition for a part, realizing it was in a language you didn't know, and fake it? Sarah?
Oh, I'm going to say no, because I think he has more respect for other Asians in the industry to just show up and be like, yeah, man, yeah, for sure. Asian, Japanese, absolutely, I can do it. And then pull out 1 sad line that he remembered from high school Japanese to be like, this is going to get me in. No, I'm going to say no.
Alex, what do you think?
Well, the fact that I thought that Ed was Hawaiian is really fucking me up right now.
She's got astigmatism.
I have astigmatism.
They all look the same to you, right?
She doesn't see color.
I don't see color because I see love. I thought that Ed's story was beautifully fabricated, and that's all I have to say. Doi Tashimashite, Ed.
Oh! Ed son. Dina, what do you think? Did Ed show up for an audition not realizing the part was in a language he didn't know and fake it?
I think it's a no. That just blows my mind that they would do that, because like Japan's an entirely different country. I don't know, but I mean, I guess I can't say anything because of the sign language gig. I'm trying to get you guys.
Yeah.
I can't really say anything. So, but yeah, I think it's a no as well.
All right, Ed, what's the truth? Did you, in fact, show up for an audition not realizing the part was in a language you don't know and fake it?
The answer is 1 random Japanese guy for a lie. Never happened. The whole thing was fabricated.
I like that you've taken half of the production and editing role away from me by just putting up Funny shit. That's great. So Ed knew one Japanese phrase. Does anybody else know one phrase in a foreign language that's kind of funny?
Ach, Lieben, this is not dein Booby.
This isn't a booby?
This is not a boob. What?
Not a boob.
So mine, which might be completely wrong, comes from in high school when I dated the Swedish exchange student. Swedish exchange student. Swedish student was ta av dina trusu, which translates to take off your panties. That's my only Swedish sentence I know, and it's probably wrong, but she laughed and thought it was.
My husband, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, Geoff, with your line and my line, we could do really well at a gay bar.
This is not a movie. Take off your panties in 2 different languages.
Well, I know some in Italian. I know like che cazzo vuoi? Che cazzo vuoi? Cazzo means penis. And so you're saying, che cazzo vuoi? What the penis do you want? Because it's like they use penis or dick like they use the F word, right? So like, che cazzo vuoi? What the dick do you want? Or testa di cazza, dickhead. You know, it's a lot of dick.
Yeah, it's a lot of dick in Italian.
Dick, that's what they're all about in Italy. A lot of dick. There's a lot of dick.
Maybe they're not just a bunch of baka gaijin after all, because none of the panelists fell for Ed's fake story of being Japanesque. That means Alex is finally on the board, although it's too bad that the AI anime thing messed up her face. In our next segment, we'll find out if Dina has a special way of hiring strippers. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss a single segment of Trust Me.